The Buccaneers have a secret weapon on their hands, a defensive player who has really been going a bit under the radar, playing a new position this year and is in his second year and is really standing out amongst those paying attention to the safety position. And no, we are not talking about 31 Antoine Winfield. We're talking about his partner today and just how good of a job he's done in that transition. I'm Sebastian with Buccaneers Digest. Welcome back, everybody. Very excited to talk about this because I feel like he has not gotten the recognition that he deserves, and I really want to highlight him because we're halfway through the season and he's been performing phenomenally. But before we get into it, subscribe. We're trying to make our way to 3K right now. We're trying to do a big push right now. We're doing a live stream this Sunday for the Bills game. Very, very excited, or the Bills versus Bucs, I should say. So very excited about all of that. And the only way to know how we're feeling is to join in on that journey, to join in for that game. It's going to be awesome, and I'm very excited. So hit the bell, hit the button, and join Bucs Digest. So let's just jump right into it because we have a really interesting topic here that I'm excited to dig into. Daniel Schrager from Buccaneers.com said, following Sunday's game, Tykee Smith, the other safety of opposite of Antoine Winfield, has 74 tackles on the year, the most of any safety in the league, and tied for the 18th most overall of all defensive players. His 42 solo tackles are tied with All-Pro Baltimore Ravens linebacker Roquan Smith for the 10th most in the league. Smith leads the Bucs in both categories as well. Since the start of last season, Smith is one of just two safeties in the league with at least 100 tackles, 15 passes defended, 2 sacks, and 2 interceptions. I mean, holy smokes. Buccaneers highlighted the fact that there are just 2 players across the NFL who this specific stat that had 50 plus tackles, 5 plus tackle for losses, 2 plus sacks, and 2 takeaways. Both of them are on the Bucs defense. That's Tykee Smith and Lavonte David. I mean, listen, say what you will about Todd Bowles, and unfortunately, a lot of people have a lot of negative opinions about him still. Listen, my only real gripe is that we struggle in some of these big games midway through the season, and then we go on our runs at the end. But we're severely injured. We're playing in close games for the most part, and we're winning more than we're losing. So I just don't really want to hear it. If the time comes to criticize, I will do it. Trust me. But I don't think it's warranted this year. This is one of Todd's better seasons as a coach, in my opinion. And look what he's getting out of these guys that we're drafting. Obviously Lavonte, a Hall of Fame level player, and he has been on a... Listen, this isn't his best season by any stretch, but Lavonte still has had some splash plays, some key plays this year, particularly the sack in the Niners game and the interception in the Seahawks game. But he's just been all over the field. He actually had a really, really good game against the Patriots. Unfortunately, we lost, but I don't want that to diminish what he's doing. But this video is about Tykee Smith because everyone was wondering, okay, who's going to be the opposite safety from Antoine? Last year, Jordan Whitehead came back to the Bucs. Didn't work out. What we thought that might be, we back to the Super Bowl year where those were our 2 guys, and that's not really what we got. So we ended up letting Whitehead go, and now we moved Tykee into the safety position full time. And boy, has that paid off. I was worried. I wasn't sure that was going to be the right move before the season started. I was looking at all these free agent safeties. I was saying go get Justin Simmons, all this stuff. And they proved me wrong. Listen, I think that he's been doing a phenomenal job just with takeaways and just tackling. I think that the team has really rallied around this tandem of Antoine and Tykee. They're one of the better duos in the league. I would be hard-pressed to find one that's better, to be honest. I mean, you could look at the Falcons, but it seems like Jesse Bates has kind of fallen off a little bit. So, and Antoine's in his prime. He's looking like all-pro Antoine. And Tykee is just kind of soared to a different stratosphere lately. So I'm just really proud of the improvements he's made, and just he feels like he's all over the field. And particularly, listen, we all know that interception in the Patriots game changing. Now we didn't capitalize, obviously, but I thought we were going to win when that happened. It was such a good play and such a good moment. I was at the game, and the crowd exploded when that happened just because you could feel the shift. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure that people knew how much of a good job he's been doing. Larry Foote, the quote unquote defensive coordinator, but we all kind of know Todd Bowles is kind of the main guy calling the defensive plays. But Foote said that Tykee's just bringing that physical style of play that we need, and he's setting the tone every game. You can see him making plays close to the line of scrimmage and away from it. He's doing a good job. That's probably putting it lightly. Brian Baldinger, I really like this quote. He said that the guy's an enforcer. When he gets to the alley, once he puts you in the periscope and takes you down, you're going down. That guy is a rising star. And then the Buccaneers, post the fact that dating back to last season, Tykee Smith is one of two safeties in the NFL, 100 plus tackles, 15 plus passes defended, and multiple sacks and interceptions. What a sophomore year! All these shout outs. It's really, really awesome to see them really highlight our guy. And I just couldn't have been more wrong in the sense of doubting that Tykee couldn't make this jump. I think it was just such a big jump that it really surprised me. But he is all over the field. I feel like, him and Antoine just complement each other perfectly. That it's just like speed, physicality, like ball awareness, ball skills, and just like I said, physicality. They play really like they're not as small as they are, and they're not that small. Antoine's more undersized than Tykee is, but that he doesn't play like that. He plays like he's like the tallest player on the field. I wouldn't be surprised to see Tykee, eventually become a captain. He just seems to really bring that energy to the defense. It's just a really exciting time to have two young mainstay guys. Obviously, Antoine already signed his extension with the Buccaneers. I can't imagine Tykee, if he continues this play, he'll be anywhere else but the Buccaneers. We love developing guys, having them know the system, and staying here. So it's just a matter of the edge rushing, and we keep talking about that. If we get a premier and elite pass rusher, I think this defense turned into one of the best in the league easily. It's just the one thing that's really missing from this team. So listen, safety, like the corners are kind of working things out, like in terms of Jamel Dean rotating with Benjamin Morrison. Obviously, Parrish has been a stud as a rookie as well. So a lot of that stuff is working out. I think the secondary turned out a lot better than people expected. Just the weakness on the defense being Sebastian Dennis, and then the pass rushers. Vita Vea is a crazy good defense tackle, one of the best in the league. And Elijah Roberts, huge hit again in the draft. Who's to say that David Walker, before he tore his ACL preseason, wouldn't have been an elite pass rusher? They were really excited when they drafted him. So all these guys have been hits so far. We just don't know about Walker yet in terms of him getting on the field. But yeah, Tykee, another player that the Bucs drafted last year, they realized we could use him in safety help. And he's more than earned the starting position. Just with takeaways, sacks, just big moment. He rises to the moment. He rises to the physicality. He sets the tone, like they mentioned. And I am really, really proud of just how much he's proved everyone wrong. Now, there's a lot of people who saw this coming, and I want to shout out to those folks who knew that he was going to put in this kind of performance. But again, plays like the play he made against the Patriots tell me that it's not a fluke that that play wasn't a fluke is what I should be saying. Because it was indicative of what he's been doing all season long, and it came to fruition in a splash play like that was fourth quarter end zone interception to keep it a 1-score game and give the offense a chance to take the lead. It's just a bummer, man. I really was hoping and thinking that the momentum had shifted. And Baker and Todd Bowles, all those guys were complimenting Tykee. That was, if you watch the tape, if you watch the video of that play, it was just great reading the eyes of the quarterback and a great diving interception. So what I wanted to do here in this video was really prove that a lot of the decisions that these guys, that the front office is making, are usually the good ones. It's really my major disagreement with them has been on the pass rushing area. But the secondary, I knew that we needed to get younger. I suggested getting Jair Alexander, and that hasn't worked out for was he the Eagles or something? He went to the Ravens and then got released. So I think he's retiring from football. So they know things that we don't know. And so they're making these decisions with that information. And sometimes on the outside, we can assume that they're not making the right decision, or they're being selfish, they're being short-sighted. But listen, if they're hitting this much on their draft picks, I can't criticize them too much on wanting to keep those draft picks. As late as some of those picks are, they're still being there's still a lot of impact players. Tez Johnson was a 7th round pick. Now, not every 7th rounder was going to be Tez Johnson, but at the same time, I do trust these guys to get the scouting right. I think they have to do their scouting in terms of what they see in the class, the upcoming class, and decide, okay, will a late round pick be worth it, or should we use these picks to go and get a guy that's like the known commodity? But in the end, safety room is good to go. The two starters are awesome, one of the best in the league. And I just really, really appreciate what Tykee Smith is doing for this defense and making it hard for teams to throw deep on us. Now, Drake May definitely, was able to find single man coverage, man to man, and then abused Zion a little bit with Matt Collins. So that was a bit of a bummer. But, I think once we're able to do cover two, have both Tykee and Antoine sitting back when we rush four guys and have like an elite pass rush, then we're going to be a major, major problem. Because we're having to incorporate all these blitzes, and Tykee is so good at chasing guys down. His pursuit is really elite. The first Travion Henderson breakout run that he had in the game, you can see he's getting held, and he puts his arm up to signal, but they didn't call it, and so because he was the guy who was going to tackle Travion, so that's touchdown that could have been taken off the board. I trust this guy's instincts. I trust everything he's doing. He doesn't look like a sophomore guy. He looks like, a well-seasoned veteran, and I can't wait to watch him more. Just hope he stays healthy. Hope everyone, can stay healthy on the defensive side, and we'll keep pushing just to win some of these big games coming up for us. But question is for you guys: how impressed are you guys with Tykee Smith? Do you agree that the pass rush is kind of the major thing that's missing? I mean, we also are probably going to need to invest heavily in the linebacking room this upcoming draft. Just considering whatever happens with Lavonte and Sarajo Dennis obviously is not the answer. So that's just kind of where we're at right now. I'm really interested, though, to hear what your guys' thoughts on our safety room and just all these cool stats that we were putting out in this game. Or in this video. So until the next video, guys, we'll see if we do one tomorrow. We have any updates on Bucky or Godwin. And, live stream for the Bills versus Bucs game. Going to be crazy, but be here for that. Can't wait, and I'll see you then.